So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Money, they say, is the root of all evil. But will it be more appropriate to say the want for money, the lust for money, the insatiable thirst for money is the root of all evil? Today's video is the story of 22-year-old FAVOUR Daily or LLD, gruesomely murdered by her own boyfriend, who then went ahead with his mother to consume a feast prepared by her own organs in a bid to get rich quick. FAVOUR or LLD was only 22 years of age when this tragedy happened. Dark-skinned beauty, right in her prime, she had those beautiful bulky eyes like Nigerian music star Tiwa Savage, and those pouty lips will have Kylie Jenner paying a fortune for them. FAVOUR came from a very decent family background. Her dad was a pastor and her mother was a level-headed Christian woman. She was the first child of her family, and her dad referred to her as the golden child of the house. You see, after FAVOUR's parents had gotten married, they longed to begin a family immediately, to have children immediately, but somehow the pregnancy was not forthcoming. After much struggling and praying and hoping and fasting for a baby, FAVOUR came along, bringing so much joy and happiness to her family. Little wonder her dad refers to her as the golden child. FAVOUR attended her nursery, primary and secondary schools without much event, and then she proceeded for her tertiary education at Lagos State University, where she studied theatre arts. Her parents were not particularly wealthy, but they desired good education for their daughter, and so they struggled, bent over backwards, did their utmost to see FAVOUR through school. It wasn't an easy ride, but for them, it was worth it. When FAVOUR got to 400 level, her final year in the university, she met and started dating Oladele Adeko. He was an ex-student of LASU, the institution where she attended, and for her, they were a perfect match. A 22-year-old lady in final year at the university, dating or having a boyfriend cannot be seen to be strange or irresponsible. After all, shortly after graduation, her parents would have started asking her to bring a man home. So she met and fell for this man. Young, dark-skinned, educated, seemed caring. He was presentable, and to add the cherry on the pie, he also came from her tribe. She must have thought and said to herself that she has met the man of her dreams. Little did she know that she had just met a man who will end all her dreams. Now it is unclear whether Owolabi targeted and approached FAVOUR solely for the aim of ending her life, or if along the way he needed a scapegoat and she was the best and most convenient option for him. But they were dating, and shortly after they began their love affair, word has it that FAVOUR got pregnant. What also calls for some deep wondering and reflection is whether Owolabi intentionally impregnated FAVOUR because his ritualist requirement was specific on the victim being pregnant, or if FAVOUR's pregnancy was only a mistake that occurred in the course of their relationship. On that, your guess is as good as mine. But on this fateful day, on Sunday the 8th of December 2019, FAVOUR had visited home from school that weekend to see her family. They had attended church service together on that day. perhaps shared in some delicious Sunday jollof rice, as is the tradition in many Nigerian families. She received a call from her boyfriend Owolabi, asking her to meet him up somewhere. Once she got this call, she got ready to leave, prepared, packed her bag, wore her dresses, told her parents that she will be dropping by at a friend's place, and shortly after, she will return to school to complete her examinations. Don't forget that she was in 400 level and her final year examinations were just around the corner.
She was supposed to return to school a day after she left home. The mother tried persuading her to wait, but immediately she received the call, she just said she's going. So probably maybe the mother thought something urgent came up in school. They had to let her go.
Her parents bidded her goodbye, wished her success in her final examinations. It was the last exam before she finally graduated, and I can bet that her parents' excitement were already building up. So off she went. Little did they know that was going to be the very last time that they would ever set their eyes on Favour. Favour went straight to Ikoyi-Ile in Osun State to meet up with her boyfriend Owolabi. He picked her up with a black Honda vehicle and then took her straight to One Fortress Hotel there at Ikoyi-Ile in Osun State. Later that evening, his mother came by to the hotel, well planned, well thought out, and they both informed Favour that she needed to see one of his uncles for proper and formal introduction. Now, if you are Nigerian, if you're African, you would know that being taken to see close uncles and close family members and relations is a strong indication that the relationship is getting serious, that things were progressing positively, that a walk down the aisle was closely in view. So we can only guess Favour's excitement. She must have sprang up and joined them, bursting with enthusiasm. Little did she know that this uncle was no uncle at all. Rather, this uncle was a prophet in a white garment church, a man known as Shegu Phillips, who happened to be a serial money ritualist, practicing his satanic trade there in Ikoyi-Ile of Osun State. While at the hotel before they left, of course unknown to Favour, Owolabi had drugged her. He spiked her drink. So as they approached this uncle's place, she was already feeling so weak, so tired, so woozy. She couldn't understand what was going wrong with her. She perhaps thought that she was only tired from the trip. But little did she know that the effect of the drugs were working its way through her. When they arrived at the venue where they were supposed to commit their atrocity, Owolabi, mustering all his manly strength with all the force in the world, smashed a pistol on Favour's head, shattering her skull instantly. She fell down, lying helplessly in a pool of her own blood. She laying there, helpless, alone, vulnerable and pregnant, didn't stop them, didn't make them have a change of mind, didn't deter them. They couldn't be bothered. They had made up their mind and they were going to follow through their plan till the end. After Favour had been hit by her own man, the love of her life, this possessed prophet came forward with a knife, slit her throat, and then slashed her open. He harvested her heart, cut off her breasts, took out her tongue, and then removed all her vital organs. After they were done with their abomination, they took the remains of Favour's mutilated and desecrated body and threw it into a well that they had dug for that purpose.
Now them say no problem. Say you can call in girlfriend. So when they call in girlfriend, girlfriend now come here. We now use pencil piece to knock her head. So I now cut the head and bread and heart and the two hands.
And they didn't stop there. They proceeded to rob the dead Favour. taking all her money and her personal belongings. The prophet's share of the loot was her mobile device. He took immediate possession of her phone, a move that would be the key to unraveling this heinous, monstrous crime. So back to Favour's house. Her family's worry continued to grow. They hadn't heard from their daughter ever since she left the house for school. It was very unusual for Favour not to call and inform her parents whenever she got back to school. So their worry was very well founded. They waited and waited in vain for her, to no avail. Called her phone number incessantly. It wasn't connecting. They reached out to her friends and classmates at school, and they said that they hadn't seen Favour. Favour had not come back to school. At that point, her family sensed trouble, and filled with panic and horror, they hurried to a nearby police station and laid a missing persons complaint for Favour. The police began their investigation, and in the course of their investigation, they discovered that Favour's phone was in use. Somebody was using her phone, and so the police began tracking that phone. The phone was traced to a particular location in Osun State, where it was found on Phillips, the white garment church cleric, the one who was responsible for dismembering the late Favour. He was taken into custody immediately. In the course of further probing and investigation, the self-acclaimed pastor or prophet confessed entirely to the crime. He narrated to the police in gory details how he had opened Favour's body and removed her organs, her throat, her breasts, her heart, and how he had used it to prepare some ritual concoction, a get-rich-quick concoction, which he served the wallaby and his mother, and which they ate to their fill. He said that he had billed this killer boyfriend and his mother a total of 250,000 naira to perform this ritual for them, but that he was only paid 210,000 naira. He said that he didn't mean to do all that he did, but he was driven out of his financial need and poverty. Well, this self-acclaimed cleric was not the only one singing like a bird. The killer boyfriend himself, Owolabi, also confessed to his crimes. He said that he had to engage the services of Pastor Philip in order to salvage his family from their financial woes. He kept on pleading that he regrets his actions terribly. All three of them, Owolabi, verdict was given. Justice was served. Justice christened human flesh. The story of young Miss Favour Shewu Daily Oyedele is a sad case of a young woman, enterprising, educated woman in her prime, whose life and possibly the life of her unborn baby was gruesomely, untimely cut short by a man who she loved and trusted, by that one person who she believed will protect her. And yes, today we celebrate justice, not because we think that justice would ever bring her back, but because we hope that somehow justice will bring her family somewhere closer to closure. We continue to pray that the soul of the late Favour continues to rest in perfect peace. Thank you for watching. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to drop all your comments, all your reactions, all your feelings down in the comments section. If you're new here or if you've been watching us without subscribing, do well to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments in the comments section, turn on your bell notifications and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one for now.